So guys, I thought I'd take a few minutes to talk to you guys about something I feel is a very important thing to know, and that is your EDC loadout. So, my EDC loadout is pretty basic. Everybody who knows me knows I have a lot of knives. I carry a lot of knives. I like a lot of different knives for a lot of different reasons. But as far as a basic EDC blade, this is the one I use. For the simple reason that it's fast and easy to deploy. It's well constructed. It's of a quality steel, has great edge retention. My record is 3 weeks of hard use, including cutting thick plastics and rope, and it would still shave my arm after 3 weeks. The only reason I sharpened it is because I am an active duty Coast Guardsman and I carry this every day at work, and I did not want to be caught with my pants down, more or less, and not have a sharp knife when I needed it. That's why I carry this. Is the Spyderco Manix 2 in the satin or I think bead blast finish, because I would carry the black finish one, but I don't like to use black finish ones for 2 reasons. The finish gets in the pivot area and it tends to slow down the action for some reason. Also, if you're cutting stuff with a black finish blade, it tends to scratch the finish, and that bothers me. So I can never bring myself to actually physically cut something with the finished knives. So I just use them as collectible pieces or as a tactical knife. Because I do actually have the satin finished version of this. In fact, I should probably go get that. Screw it. I don't need to. So that's my knife. That's the knife I carry. I used to carry a lot more knives because every up-and-coming adult who likes knives decides that they need to carry 14 of them at one time. I don't do that anymore. I just don't have enough pocket space. I wear jeans most of the time because they're less, you don't look so suspicious in jeans as you would if you were wearing tactical pants all the time. As much as I like tactical pants, they're more comfortable and you have a lot more room for stuff. You're less assuming in jeans. This is my flashlight. I always have a flashlight on me. It's not always this one. Sometimes I was issued a flashlight in basic training. I've carried that before. I don't like it. I like this one. This isn't my favorite flashlight that was ever made. It's just the one that I have because I'm cheap and I don't buy it. I'd rather buy a knife than a flashlight. And this one works. It's like, I think it's 300 lumen. It's got 3 different settings. Not that that means anything. It's supposed to be for hunting, but I use it for a tactical flashlight, and it works fine. So, yeah, I've had it for... That's another thing. I've had this knife and carried this knife for over a year, and I had the black coated version before I had this one, which is why I got this one. And that one I had and carried for about a year before I got this one. So, like 2 years of carry time on this particular knife, and I have yet to find a replacement for it. I'm not actively looking, but it's just a great knife for EDC purposes. It cuts very well. It handles very well. It's got an excellent grip. It's easy to open, easy to close. Same with this. I've carried this for almost 2 years, and it still operates. So Not the same battery, obviously. There's a new battery in there. Blistex or other forms of lip balm. A lot of guys will say that Blistex is a multi-purpose item, and that's true. I have used it for other things, but really, it's fucking Blistex, guys. It's lip balm. It's for your lips. Yes, you can, you know, I don't even really freaking know what most people say that you can do with it. I've used it for, like, if my knuckles were cracking, and if I have a minor cut, I just pack some of that on there, and it can usually stop the bleeding pretty good, as well as keep, you know, shit out of it. But other than that, it's just fucking lip balm. Moving on to my lighter. I carry a Zippo. Why do I carry a Zippo? Nostalgia. I mean, honestly, the Zippo has zero advantages over a Bic lighter, other than if you shove a Bic in your pocket, I suppose the button could get depressed and you could let out gas when you don't need to. But in reality, you're still going to pay less on a Bic than you will with the vast amounts of lighter fluid that a Zippo will go through. I mean, it's a lot. But see that right there, made in USA. Oh yeah, I've been carrying this, geez, when did I get this? I got this right before I left for basic training. Not right before, actually. About, I don't know, it's about a half a year, about 6-7 months I've had this. Obviously, there was a 2-month period during basic training that I didn't have it and carry it, but it works. I just recently, and I light this thing all the fucking time. Like, I am constantly using this thing. I'll pull it out and light it, and I'll take it and pop it open and light it on my pants, flick it closed. You know, I dick around with it. It's a lighter, and it's fun. I don't know what that is. It's on my hand. But the point is, and I just recently replaced my first flint. And I went out and bought like 40 packs of flints. I don't know why I did that, because I mean, that one lasts forever. I gave one of them to my little brother, because I bought him a Zippo for Christmas before we shipped out for basic training, only it's like a really awesome navy blue, and it has a Coast Guard seal on it, and it's a really dope lighter. I really like it. I want one, but I think I'm just going to stick with my tactical black lighter, because I'm a nerd. I like tactical black stuff, which I know is amusing when I have a black version of this knife that I don't carry, but I actually put this knife to work. So, and next up is my firearm. Oh, real quick. This is my Coast Guard basic training graduation ring. Most of the time, if I am out on the town, I'm wearing that, because I'm proud to be a Coast Guardsman, and this is just one of the little things that I don't have to be overly, hey bud, everybody, I'm military, but people who know will know this. So, yeah. Proud of that. I also almost always am wearing this hat. This is a Fox Extreme Endurance. I bought one of these hats. I wore it. I loved it so much I went back about a week later and bought 3 more. Or was it 2 more? I don't know. I have 3 or 4 of these hats. I love them. I unfortunately only have 1 of these patches. So this is the hat that I wear most of the time. I think I have 3 of these hats. And this is my Coast Guard and, oh, Coast Guard, U.S. flag half patch. And honestly, nobody, very, very, very few people actually know what that means. Most of the time when I'm wearing this hat, people look at it, and I can see them looking at it, and they look very confused. So that kind of disappoints me that people don't know what this means. But for those of you who didn't know, that is the United States Coast Guard emblem, which is different from the Coast Guard seal, but it's really the same thing. Just the seal is like official and something you'd find on, like a mailing envelope or something. But onto the good stuff right here. The handgun of choice for moi. This is my personal handgun. I have had this handgun since I was 18 years old. I'm currently 21. It is an amazing handgun. I have also been carrying it since I was 18 years old. I carried it in an open carry configuration on a holster on my waist in northern Michigan, Traverse City, for several years till I joined the military. When I graduated from basic training, I was sent to Detroit, and there it is not good to carry a firearm openly. People will shoot at you. So now I carry this inside my waistband. This is a large handgun, for those of you who don't know. And yes, this is fully loaded currently. Why? Because I'm sitting at home in Detroit, and I don't live in a particularly awesome neighborhood. So I always have a loaded handgun nearby. My finger's not in the trigger guard. There is no one in front of me. And there's 3 walls between me and the next neighbor. One of them is made out of brick. That's the nice thing about these houses down here, these old brick houses. If you have to shoot somebody in your house, the bullet is not going to go outside and hurt your neighbors. So just don't shoot through the door like an idiot and you'll be fine. But yes, this is my handgun. Had it for a long time. I carry it for a long time. I love it, but it's pretty big. It has a 18-round magazine that is pretty big. However, my wife's handgun is right here. And I find myself carrying this one a lot more because it is so much smaller. It's not like so much smaller as you can see. It's just a little bit shorter on the muzzle, and down here on the grip it's a little bit shorter as well. The end result is, in this one, I'm using a handheld camera, so you probably can't tell, but struggle, so embarrassing. Hang on. This one is clear. No bullet in the chamber. No magazine. Fully cleared. See, no chamber indicator either. It's cocked. Fix that. But this gun is just a little bit smaller. It has a 15-round capacity plus 1 in the chamber. And though I like these sights, I'm not a fan of them in a real-world situation. I would much rather have this sight picture. I would much rather have this gun in general, honestly. To be honest, in a perfect scenario, I want this gun in a firefight. But when I'm going out and going to the movie theater, because there are a couple movie theaters that still allow you to carry handguns in them, or I'm going out to dinner or something, I like to have that tucked in front of my pants and not this, because this is a beast. But this gun has, the trigger's the same. They're almost identical. A fantastic trigger, extra long barrel, a little more accuracy there. Better sight picture. Reason I like this one over the SF version of this gun is because it still has that glare strip here. Helps you cut down on the glare when you're shooting, if you're shooting outside. And the slide release. Yep, believe it or not, I actually like this better than I like this H&K ambidextrous slide release for two reasons. This is bulky, doesn't need to be there, it's in the way. And I find it to be, guess that's down again. I find it to be a little bit slippery. Like, that is kind of ridiculous that I can just run my hand over top of this matte slide release and it's, you know, but in all fairness, the ambidextrous function does work. But I've tried to do like some tactical movements and I have slipped off of it before and had to redo it. Whereas, alright, here we go. Time to switch. We're done talking about that one. Now we can. Okay. Now we can talk about this one. Chamber's clear, mag's clear. Now we have the full size. And this you're not slipping off of. See what I did there? I did not even intend to do that. But you catch it and it goes. And when it's gone, it's just nestled in there and you don't have the absurd bulk on the sides like you do on this one. But you do get oh yeah, never mind. A good solid purchase surface when it's open, which is awesome. Yeah, let me show you this reset here. So that's cocked. That's the trigger fully pulled. Watch this. And listen. That was it. Bam. That is absurd. And the other gun's the same way. Not a huge fan of the double trigger, but Titanic does it well. It's a good double trigger. It's, if you're trying to pull the trigger from up here, which I used to do a lot, when I first got it, took some breaking in period, you learn really quickly that you pull from this area and it works. So those are my guns. Well, this is my gun. This is my wife's gun. They're basically both mine. This one's just under my name. This one's under her name. I paid for both of them. I can carry both of them. Legally, I have a CPO in the state of Michigan. It allows me to carry and conceal any firearm that I come into contact with. I do not have to own that firearm in order to put it on my body and carry it around. I can literally find a gun in the street, pick it up, and carry it if I want to. However, I can't, like, it technically, I would be, yeah, I could carry it, but I should be carrying it to the police department. You can't have possession of an unregistered firearm. Like, so if it was at my house and they found it there, I could get in some serious trouble because I would own an unregistered handgun. But, like, if someone who doesn't have a CPO found a gun in the street, picked it up, put it in their pants, and the cops intercepted them, even if they were on their way to the police department, they could get in trouble for that, legally. I know probably a lot of cops wouldn't do that to you, but legally they would have the right to do that. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, other than that, the only thing I always have on me, other than this watch, which is all beat to hell, but I actually bought this watch while I was in basic training because my old watch broke and I needed a watch. I have my wallet, simple little wallet. I'm not going to open it up. No one needs to know, like, no one needs to see the things in my wallet. But I can tell you that inside of this wallet, 3 things that I always have on me. Well, 4 things. My driver's license, my concealed pistols license, my military ID, and my my credit card and my debit card. But I don't really I don't need the debit card. I need the credit card. Like, I can't do anything without the credit card. If I wanted to buy something, I couldn't. Just because of the way my wife and I are managing our finances right now, the debit card pretty much gives you access to no money. So that's why we use the credit card for right now. But yes, so that's it. That's my EDC package. I do sub certain items in all the time. There's a lot of different things you'll find circling in and out of my pocket. But on a average day, if I have to go somewhere, oh shit, I got 20 minutes to get ready to go somewhere, I'm going to throw on my jeans. I'm going to throw on my shoes. Yep, these shoes are a part of my EDC package. Why? Because that's all it takes to take it off. That's all it takes to put it on. And they stay on your feet. I've run a lot in these. Not like gone out for a run, but like taken off to run after something. I've worn these shoes. They hold up pretty well. And they're just super easy and comfortable to put on. Lots of my, super tactical friends say they're gay shoes, but you know what? I don't like to tie my shoes up. I can be ready to leave the house in literally 3 minutes. So yeah, those things will go in my pockets. This will go in my back pocket, which allows me to stick a magazine next to it and have that magazine supported and be able to be drawn very easily. And then I will grab my firearm and shove it down my pants, whichever one's handier. But these items are always in my pocket most of the time. Sometimes even sitting at home, I like to keep my flashlight and my pocket knife on me, because you never know when you're going to need to cut something. You never know when you're going to need to see something. I mean, honestly, these are really, that right there is probably the most used tools I own ever anywhere. I cut shit with this. I use that. I have a dry lip problem, so that gets a lot of action. And a big reason I carry this with me is in the military, your uniforms are expected to be tip-top perfect. And the easiest way to make sure you don't have stray threads, because the people who manufacture military uniforms are the lowest bidder, so there's stray threads everywhere, is burn them off. Why does that sound crazy to most people? Because most people don't know that military uniforms are both water resistant and flame retardant. At least they're supposed to be. They will be flame resistant and water retardant for like 150 washes if you wash them correctly. If you don't wash them correctly, you might get like 20 out of them. Almost nobody washes them correctly, including me. But yeah, so this at my unit, you might think, why would I need a lighter to work at a ATON unit in the Coast Guard? Because I'm obsessed with making sure my uniform looks perfect. Yeah. And I do smoke a good stogie every now and then. In fact, I think I have one in my pocket. Actually, I have one. I like to buy the long ones and then cut them in half. They have better drag when they're shorter. But you see this? I don't own a cigar cutter. I did that with a CRKT M21-14 SFG, and I put it under the VEF serrations and clamped it down. And it did that, and I about shit my pants. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen from a pocket knife. You can hear the excitement in my voice. I was pretty stoked when that happened. And then another thing I'll do is I'll probably go outside and smoke this here in a minute. Is a lot of people. I don't own a cigar cutter for the simple reason that I don't need one. I have extremely good knives. So, use my little trick here. And you just tuck it in there. You work your way around the top. And boom. You have a smokable cigar. And this is a cheap cigar. And I mean, focus. Focus. There it goes. This cigar literally cost me 99 cents. Or $1.99. Anybody who knows anything about cigars knows that is absurd. But yeah. I was in a bar one time and I did this to a really nice cigar. And the guy behind the bar about flipped out until he saw how perfect it was. And then proceeded to pick up the little circular butt from my cigar. And he ran around the bar with it, showing people, saying, this guy did this with a pocket knife. So, yeah, knife guy meets cigar guy equals this. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So, yep. Anyways, I am going to go and probably smoke this stogie, at least one half of it. And I will light it with my Zippo. A lot of cigar guys will freak out if I light this with the Zippo. Cigars are supposed to be lit with a match. I think it's way more badass to light a cigar with a Zippo. That's just my opinion. I also think it's way more badass to cut your cigar with a pocket knife than with a cigar cutter. It's also way more practical. I don't have to grab a stogie and grab a box of matches and grab a cigar cutter and then go somewhere. I can grab my stogie and I already have everything else I need to smoke it in my pocket. My Zippo and my Mannix 2. Now, I will give you this, and you guys gotta give me some credit. At least it's not a Bic. If you light a cigar with a Bic, I will probably kick you in the teeth. You probably live in a trailer park if you light a cigar with a Bic. Unless it's a necessity, a Zippo and matches are the only acceptable way to light a cigar. Or, if you're hanging out with a bro, you take your cigar, and then you put your cigars together, and then you light it that way, and then you're sworn to be best friends forever. That's the way it works. But yes, that is a little bit of insight into my philosophy on the EDC package. Stuff that you use. Now, I'm going to post a video here in a minute of another thing that I like to have and carry with me. And then I will probably post a video today or tomorrow with my knife collection, all of them. And then if people decide that they ever want to follow me, I'm not really sure how you get people to follow you. This is my first video. And I figured I would go with a looser topic, a lighter topic. Obviously, I like guns and knives and smoking cigars, and I'm in the military, so a lot of people are not going to like me right off the bat for those 3 reasons. So, let me address that really quickly. If you don't like the fact that I smoke cigars, mom, wife, I'm sorry. If you don't like the fact that I carry a handgun, then you're probably a pussy. And you probably have no idea how to use a handgun. You probably have no idea the statistics and reasons and all the legitimate reasons why someone would want to carry a handgun. Okay? So, I don't care if you have a problem with this. If you have a problem with me carrying a handgun, I don't care about you. I'm going to ignore you. You don't matter when you speak to me. If you have a problem with me carrying a knife, I hate to say this, but you're fundamentally more retarded than if you have a problem with me carrying a handgun. Or maybe not. I don't know. On average, statistically, handguns are responsible for less death than knives. Yep. Didn't know that, did you? Knives kill more people on average in America each year than handguns do. Than firearms at all, actually. And you know what the leading cause is? Of murder, at least? More murders are committed with bare hands or blunt force objects than knives and handguns combined every year. Or with motor vehicles. That's a fact. And the third thing, if you have a problem with the fact that I am in the United States military, more specifically the United States Coast Guard, I know that there's some Navy and Marine guys who are going to pipe up and be like, yeah, you should join our branch. Yeah, well, in the most loving way possible, screw you guys. You know, Semper Paratus, Semper Fidelis, and whatever your motto is, Navy, you never make up your mind. But if you are a civilian, or a hipster, or a communist, or what other kind of faggot you want to be, and you have an issue with the fact that I'm in the military, that's all I got to say to you right there. Oops, almost invited it. Yeah, that's what I got to say. Fuck you. Fuck whatever is up in your stupid, twisted mind. Just a solid middle finger. Fuck you. You would not have the right to bitch about the fact that I'm in the military if I didn't have the right to wear this fucking hat. So go fuck yourself. But on a happy note, let's end this on a happy note. I'm going to smoke that cigar, and then I'm going to post a video of a surprise. You'll see. All right, catch you later, guys.